Michael and Lana thoroughly enjoyed the performing of their William Shakespeare dialogue and other people's dialogue and talked in the evening. Would you like a beer, Leilana? Sure. What do you have? I have some Anchor Steam California Lager. Awesome. Mike goes to the refrigerator and gets him the beer. What do you think about when you're here all alone? I look out of the Golden Gate Bridge and I see lovers hand in hand. Then I look out at the sky. I look up to the sky. I have a telescope that brings into focus distant planets, but you can only see them as light images. That's only a view of planets in our galaxy. I then think about planets in other galaxies and the possibility of intelligent life on other planets. We haven't found intelligent life in our galaxy so far. There may have been intelligent life in our galaxy on other planets eons ago. I then wonder that if there was intelligent life on other planets, what kind of society they had or have. I wonder if it's possible that there is or ever was a kind of utopian society anywhere in the universe where life was or is a blissful dance of unmitigated pleasure and romance. If so, I wonder if these pleasures are so acute that they transcend any earthly pleasure we can experience, placing souls forever suspended in a state of heightened sensory engagement. It would be similar to that feeling you get when you first fall deeply in love with another person and your world is suddenly raised to a higher plateau. That feeling would be intensified there and would be something that you would feel eternally with your lover. That'd be so beautiful. Do you want to go to the Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast tomorrow? Sure. Mike and Leilani went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee the next morning and got their usual table by the window. Penelope took their order. What do you people want? I'll have the Bayside Griddle Cakes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. Great. What's it going to be for you, Leilana? Give me the Bayside Crepes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. I get that for you people. They're looking out the window, and all of a sudden, the same woman in the Corvette pulls up. She's holding a package. She looks right at them from inside of her car. Another woman gets out of the car and walks into the restaurant. She looks at them directly, sitting at the table. Can you guess what's in this package? She then saunters out of the restaurant, keeping her head in the same position, staring at them the whole way to the car. She screams and then laughs at a high volume, and the car races away. That was weird. Yeah. Would you like to go back to my condominium and practice more dialogue? Sure. Mike and Leilani went back to Mike's condominium and practice more dialogue. Here's an excerpt from Mike and Leilani got up the next morning, went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They got their usual table by the window. Penelope, their favorite waitress, took their order. What's it going to be for you this morning? Give it the Bayside Griddle Cakes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. Got it. What'll you have? I love the succulent crepes and a cup of Mountain Morning Coffee. Coming right up. Penelope goes to get their food and coffee. They start talking. This is bizarre. I wonder what the Corvette woman had in the package. I don't know. She laughed as she drove off. I wasn't sure if it was a sinister laugh or a jovial laugh. This Corvette woman seems to be an important character in the fabric of human interaction. The packages that she passes on to other people are not very often revealed as what they contained, but when they are, seem to demonstrate that their contents are extremely important. I agree. All of a sudden, Penelope, the waitress, comes up to them. Hi, Penelope. What's up? Hi, Mike. Hi, Leilana. Can I let you people in on something? Sure. What is it, Penelope? I enjoy being a waitress here and talking to fine people like you, but I've got some higher ambitions in life. What are they? My goal here has always been to be a filmmaker. I've been waiting to be inspired. I finally have a great idea for a movie. As a matter of fact, the movie has already been shot and I just need a movie company to fund it. If it's good, I'm sure you'll have no problem with that. What's it about? I've been observing people in and around Pancakes by the Bay in the restaurant and outside. I've been writing dialogue that embellishes conversations I have heard and to piece together a story of events that have taken place. I've gone home after work and written a script based on events that I've seen and dialogue I've heard. I have a rough draft of the script and a low budget production of the movie. What I want is to get it produced by a mainstream Hollywood producer such as Martin Scorsese. That's wonderful, Penelope. I hope you achieve your dream. Here's the weird aspect of the situation. In observing these people and writing a story about them, I found something disturbing. What? There's been a murder. I don't know who committed the murder. Only that it was committed by some of these people. How do you know there was a murder? I saw some people pull up in a van and throw a body inside. Their identity was concealed with masks. But I happen to know it was these people. How do you know? A hat that several of these people have been wearing to the restaurant. They've been taking turns wearing the same hat on different days. The people in the van, when they drove off, accidentally dropped this hat. I retrieved this hat and compared it to the hat that is seen by security cameras on surveillance. Indeed, a close up analysis has revealed this to be the same hat. Can't you deduce from that it must be one of the people that wore the hat? The problem is that almost everybody that comes in here tries on that hat. It's a beautifully rare hat that people want to try on. So knowing who has worn the hat doesn't give me any clues. Here's my idea. I have this story that I have written, produced by a Hollywood movie company, and people come to see it. Within the movie, there is evidence of a murder that took place. The viewing audience can try to piece together the evidence and see if they can solve the murder. That way, the movie might not only be a box office hit, but provide evidence to solve a murder. Great idea, Penelope. Yeah, it is. Would you like to practice some more dialect? Sure. Mike and Leilana want to beg the Mike's come in and practice some more dialect. Mike and Leilana want to put the pancakes by the bay the next morning for breakfast and coffee. Penelope took their order. What's it going to be for you this morning? Oh, give me the mountain morning coffee and Bayside griddle cakes. And for you? Give me the mountain morning coffee and Bayside crepes. Sure, I'll have that for you. Have you thought about the murder yet? Yeah, I was trying to understand the motive for it. Also, there's not enough physical evidence to directly connect the murder to any person. All we know is that it was committed by a person who was wearing the same hat that people have been taking turns wearing. That gives us a pretty good clue, but it's not definitive evidence that the person who committed the murder was a person who wore that hat. Yeah, they were wearing that hat when we saw them throw the dead body in the van, but we don't know the circumstances of where they got the hat. Somebody, look, somebody left some kind of pamphlet on the table. What is it? Leilana looks through the pamphlet. It looks like some kind of an invitation to a pagan ceremony. They were honoring the pagan deity Gorgon. That might be a clue. There are pagan religions that believe that human sacrifice can confer immortality to a person if it is offered up to the gods. I don't believe that myself. But there's crazy people out there. Maybe some of the people who have been coming here are part of a pagan religion that sacrifices human beings to Gorgon. We should try to observe some of these people more closely in the future to see if they seem suspicious. Yeah, do you want to go back to my condominium? Break some more dialogue? Sure. Mike and Leilana went back to Mike's condominium and break some more dialogue. Mike and Leilana thoroughly enjoyed their dialogue performances and talked in the evening. What a beautiful night it is, isn't it, Leilana? It's a night that invites lovers into the warm embrace of the ocean breeze that massages the body and soul of transcendent people. That's what I was thinking. A warm late June evening by the San Francisco Bay with my goddess of love. That's not merely being alive. That's living. Have you thought at all about the murder by Pancakes by the Bay? No, I've just been thinking about what a shame it is that we are confronted by such heinous crimes in this life. Life could be so wonderful if we were to cooperate as human beings. The beauty of romance, of romantic love, and just the beauty of being alive. I have wandered alone through this world at certain times of my life and have experienced unbridled mirth just by being in contact with a higher power that is the harmonizing element of nature. I believe that we were spawned by an immortal fire and shall return to this immortal fire to repeat the cycle of birth and death. Immortal fire. That's interesting. I believe in a higher power and an immortal fire. A higher power. Awesome. Yeah, a higher power. I've been thinking about the murder. I have a theory. You do? Yeah. Here it is. I was thinking that it may be a remote possibility that Penelope did it. Penelope the waitress? Oh, come on. She wouldn't do it. She's trying to solve the murder by filming a movie about it that gives people clues as to who committed the murder. What if she was only filming a movie to solve the murder case only as a way to cover up for herself, the person who committed the murder? You might be onto something, Leilana. There is a certain amount of plausibility to that. You want to go to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee tomorrow? Sure. The next morning arrives and Mike and Leilana go to Pancakes by the Bay. Penelope takes her order. How can I help you? I love the mountain morning coffee and Bayside griddle cakes. What's it going to be for you, Leilana? I'll have the mountain morning coffee and Bayside crepes coming right up. How's the film project coming, Penelope? Good. I'm in talks with some Hollywood producers at the moment. Nice talking to you, Penelope. Likewise. Penelope goes to get their food. Does Penelope seem suspicious to you as a murder suspect? Not really. But it came to mind that if she was the murderer, filming a movie about the murder in order to give people clues about it would be a good way to cover herself up. I agree, but that doesn't necessarily give us much evidence that she is the murderer. I agree, but I think it's a remote possibility. Let's see if we can analyze her behavior. Yeah, we could see if she would have any motives for murder. Penelope, Penelope comes back with her breakfast. Here's your grub and coffee. Thanks, Penelope. She doesn't seem violently angry to me. No, she doesn't. Do you want to go back to your condominium and raise more dialogue? Sure. Mike and Leilani went back to Mike's condominium. Probably just more dialogue. Here's an excerpt from it. A Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 2, Scene 1. A wood near Athens. Enter a fairy at one door and Puck at another. How now, spirits, whither wander you? Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere. And I serve the fairy queen. I do her orbs upon the green, the cowslips tall, her pensioners be. In their gold coats spot you see these rubies, very favors. In those freckles live their saviors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lab of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and our elves come here and anon. The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed, the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell in wrath. Because that she, as her attendant, has stolen from an Indian king, she never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, who traces the forest wild. Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl screeching loud puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now is the time of night that the graves all gaping wide, everyone lets forth his sprite, in the churchway paths to glide, by the triple hectazy, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. Come now, then, Mass, what dances shall we have? To wear with as long age of 3 hours be tired after supper and bedtime. Where's the usual? If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles do not reprehend, if you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, not escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Okay, Romeo and Juliet. Scene 2, Capulet's orchard, enter Romeo. He jests the scars that never felt a wound. Enter Juliet above at a window. But soft! What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east. And Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou her maid art more fair than she? Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal ivory is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off, it is my lady. Oh, it is my love, oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven having entreating her eyes till they twinkle in their spheres. What if her eyes were there? They in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Would in the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon that hand? Oh, that were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious of this night being over my head as is a Winged messenger of heaven unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the earth. By whose direction foundst thou out this place? By love that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me wings, I lent them counsel. I am no pilot, but wert thou as far as that vast shore washed with the farthest sea, I should have ventured for such merchandise. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek, for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I believe. Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips of silver all those fruit treetops. I'll swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. What shall I swear by? Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee. Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied? What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine. I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would have were to give again. Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love? But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within, dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse, sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. Oh, blessed, blessed night. I'm afeard, being a night, all this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial. Ryder, Juliet above. I come anon, but if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. 1,000 times good night. 1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love as schoolgirls from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks. Ryder, Juliet above. His room is over a Faulkner's voice. To lure this tassel gentle back again, and bondage his horse may not be speaking aloud, else would I tear the cave where echo lies, and make airy tongue more hoarse than mine with repetition. It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears. At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee? By the hour of 9. I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back. Let me stand here till thou remember it. I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company, and I'll still stay. To have thee still forgetting any other home but this. 'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty. Yeah. Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and rest, so sweet to rest. Give me the mattock and the wrenching iron. Oh, take this letter early in the morning. See thou deliver it. Give me the light upon the life I charge thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend upon this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thee hence, to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence be gone. But if thou jealous dost return to pry, what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable, far than empty tigers of the roaring sea. I will be gone, sir, and not trouble thee. So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow. For all the fame I'll hide there and there abound. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt. Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of earth. Thus I enforce thy riding jaws open, and despite I'll cram thee with more food. This letter doth make good the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did buy a poison of poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies, Capulet, Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished. Oh, brother Monte, give me that hand. And this my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand. For I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet. As rich shall Romeo's by his lady's life, poor versus a gloaming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and a Romeo.